And again, the folks in D.C. aren't doing it. Let me give another clear contrast between myself and Mr. Lugar. And I really wished I could have got this one in the other night in the debate, and I didn't. Keystone Pipeline. Oh, he saved jobs. You know, he got a bill through to force the president to act on the Keystone Pipeline, and that's true. That is absolutely true. He put a bill together, got it passed to force Mr. Obama to make a decision, and he did, and he said no. Now, how that's saving jobs, I'm not quite sure. But my point is, I would have done exactly the opposite that Senator Lugar did. He validated big government in his action. You know, I came out of graduate school in 1975 as a geologist. Started working in the energy business. And it was right when the US EPA was starting. And when the US EPA was starting, it was meant to set a set of standards for the United States of America. And part of that EPA was a directive that every state create its own environmental agency. Now in Indiana, it's called IDEM, the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. And they have to have rules and regulations, and these are key words, at least as stringent as the federal government. Every single state has gone through and formed their own environmental agency on the logical and sound premise that people there locally know their ecology, know their botany, know their geology, know their topography. They know more about their state than some guy sitting in Washington, D.C. Every single state along the Keystone Pipeline has approved the pipeline through their environmental agency. How many frickin' congressmen does it take to approve a pipeline? Why, when these local people who are the local experts say, yes, we can do this, we can do it safely, why do we wait and say, oh, now the federal people have to come in and approve what the state people did? There is no better example of the difference between Mr. Lugar's thinking and mine than on this issue. You know, he validated big government, and I want to roll it back. You know, we could be having jobs out there today. And by the way, here's a side light for you. If one single state along the Keystone Pipeline was a blue state, or even a battleground state, they'd be building that pipeline. Those are all going to be Republican electoral votes along that pipeline. They could care less about jobs in that area. You know, we need to be looking at what government is doing at the state level, how it's inhibiting job growth. And as I say, that is a classic example of where Mr. Lugar and I are totally different.